The home portion of the schedule has come to an end with the Badgers hosting Nebraska on Saturday afternoon. We'll check out some of the highlights from the home finale at Camp Randall Stadium. We know the running back depth chart has really been tested this season, and among those guys who are stepping up and contributing is Brady Schipper. We'll hear from the young man out of Stoughton, and of course we'll have our weekly conversation with head coach Paul Chryst. All coming up on this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Badgers trying to continue their path to a Big Ten West Championship. Kick is in the air. It'll hit right side, inside the 10-yard line. Bracey scoops it up across the 15-yard line, across the 20. Bracey 25-30, 35-40, up the sideline 50. Bracey to the 40, Bracey to the 30. Hello, Stephon Bracey. Touchdown, Wisconsin. That's how you start your final home game of the year.
Once I made the first guy miss, I kind of saw the sideline and just daylight. And I just put my foot on the pedal and just ran, you know. And then eventually I reached the end zone, and it was just pretty much like, wow. I amazed myself, you know, but it's expected, especially coming from where I'm from, and it just honestly was a blessing.
Mertz hands off to Allen, and he'll squeeze through, gets a first down and more. He's rushed to the 40, Allen to the 50, it's a foot race, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Braylon Allen, 71 yards. Martinez fakes the handoff to Belt, back to throw, fires deep down the middle, and it's intercepted by Colin Wilder. 30, right side to the 40, 45-50, 45-40, Wilder inside the 35 of Nebraska, and Austin Allen drives him out of bounds, and there's the turnover. The Wisconsin defense was waiting to create. Wilder gets it done. First down for the Badgers. Second down and 8. Kendrick Pryor wide left, motions to the formation. Ertz pulls back, drops the throw against a four-man rush. Graham fires in zone. Caught Kendrick Pryor. Touchdown, Wisconsin on a strike from Graham Mertz, and the Badgers regain the lead. Mertz takes the snap. He'll hand it to Allen over right guard. Driving. He's in. Touchdown, Wisconsin. A man-sized run from Braylon Allen from 3 yards away. Badgers take the lead yet again. Braylon Allen, the running back. Mertz pulls back. He'll give it to Allen again. Over the right side. Braylon 50, 45, 40. Allen to the 35. Allen to the 30. He's gone. Braylon Allen all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Braylon Allen does it again.
It was blocked up perfectly to where I could just cut up, and there was really no one in front of me. And I was focused on not getting tackled or pushed out of bounds, and it was just a great play by the offensive line. It made it really easy for me.
You expect it to happen now. Just, at some point he's going to do something crazy throughout the game, and I feel like he did that multiple times today.
Play fake, Mertz, back to throw, lines up. He's a deep right side, DK got it. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Met behind the line of scrimmage and thrown down by Leo Chanel. Touchdown, Wisconsin, Kendrick Pryor. Mertz floats it deep left side, dropped it in the bucket. There is a big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Hard work, sweat, knowledge in your own two hands. These are the tools that build Wisconsin. Leave your mark on the real world. with zero debt and higher pay. All from day one. It's time to do work that works for you. Learn more at buildingwisconsintogether.com.
On this game day, Good Foods Guacamole would like to salute all you players, no matter what you seem to be playing. You, sir, are a winner. You, ma'am, triumphant, and thumbs up to whatever it is you're doing. So let's hoist a guac-laden chip to all you players out there. Good Foods Guac, made from the freshest avocado and the cleanest ingredients. So here's to all the players and whatever game it is they're trying to play. Game day is Guac Day. Good Foods Guac.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
Scott was wide right, now motions to the right of Martinez, who is back to throw. Looking, lofts it out deep to the left, wants Manning, and that's picked off again by Wisconsin. It's Colin Wilder again. It floated to him at the 46-yard line of Wisconsin. Wilder's second interception of the game. Game in the balance. 12 seconds left. Badgers up 7. 4th and 20. Nebraska at the Wisconsin 21-yard line. Martinez takes, drops to throw, looking, pressured, lofts it out, left side, broken up by Fayette Hicks, incomplete. There are no flags. The Badgers hang on.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight. We knew that their record didn't really show who they were. They're a good team, they're a physical team, and we knew we had to bring it. As an offense, we knew at some point the defense, they can't do it all. We had to back them up. And I think we responded really well, and I think the O-line, receiving corps, and Graham, and obviously Braylon really stepped up and made a lot of those plays today.
Coach Brown tells us we better not let a DB tackle us. So I think just having the confidence from working at practice helps a lot in the games.
He's special. He's really special. I'm super proud of him. Ever since he came in the weight room this summer, he's been impressive. Me and him have been competing over power cleans and stuff like that. And you see him, and he comes in, and it's still a minor, can't even buy a lottery ticket, and he's doing all this stuff. It's insane, and it's special. He definitely is a diamond.
Some teams could get complacent. We could have easily folded and, oh yeah, we're 1-3, easily folded up and not play like how we've been playing. But like I said, we decided, no, that's not who we are. That's not who we're going to be. And we're going to turn this thing around. We're going to handle business like how we should be handling business.
Stripped our ego at the beginning of the year. We were a lot of talk and not much action. And I think we kind of overcame that and understood who we are as a team. We're a team. All we got in that locker room is all we need. And that's kind of the mentality. We kind of took that underdog mentality. Everybody doubted us after the start, and we were going to try and get back to where we wanted to. Our goals were still in our hand. We needed a little help, and we got it. And now we still have our goals in our sight.
There's a special place when no one thinks you can do something, when people are throwing dirt on your name and your back's against the wall. And I'd say the only thing is the love that this team has for each other, and the true love that we have for each other. I can't even explain it, but we're truly going to do it together, and we're going to keep doing it together, and we're going to keep doing it better together.
The game next week is, we got Minnesota, and that in of itself is huge for not only us on the team, for the state, this university and program, but and then you add that to it. It's a huge week, and every week is, especially in November, and this is the best time of month for college football. This is the month that you live for, and it's gonna be a good week.
You wouldn't want any better. Longest rivalry in college football. Minnesota, they don't like us, we don't like them. They're gonna give us their best shot, we're gonna give them our best shot. And just with the chance to go back to Indianapolis, you can't ask for it better than that.
This is the type of games that you wake up for, no matter how hurt your body is, no matter how nicked up you are throughout the week. You wake up, you roll out of bed, this is what gets you going. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world than with these guys this week on Thanksgiving week, playing for the Axe. I tell you right now, all that matters is that Axe. That's all that matters.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
Well, the regular season home schedule now behind the Badgers. One regular season game left, of course. That is the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe, this time played up in Minneapolis. But as the course of a season, Paul Chryst, the head coach, always says the days are long, the season goes fast. And I guess this has been they're all interesting seasons, but the leadership of your team, you and your fellow coaches say things, of course. But it seems like you've got a pretty good group of players that kind of know what to say and when to say it as well with this year's team.
Absolutely, and I think that's, when it's most impactful to a team is when it comes from the team. And what I've appreciated from this group is, we've certainly had some guys, Colin Wilder's been one, early, Jack Sanborn's been one, Jake Ferguson's done it, Fayon has done a great job, Keanu. There's a lot of people, Scott Nelson, you can go on, and they've been consistent, but we've had other guys speak up, and people respect what they say, and when it comes from the locker room, Leo Chanel doesn't always have to speak a lot, but when he does, he's got so much respect, and the people are going to hear from him. Anytime Henny speaks, and Colin and Scott bring a great energy to it. And, it just goes on and I think what I'm most appreciative of is, one, the messaging, but two, they're doing it in their own style. And I think it's I think that's what's made this year pretty special for me, is just seeing them truly take the ownership and really make it their team. And I think when you have a chance to do that, I think you have a chance for your team to be the best it can be.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest that. I mean, regardless of the win-loss record, and you guys are all competitors, you want to win as many games as you can, but when you have a group of guys who take ownership like that, I mean, maybe some are better than others over the course of time, but that's got to be a lot of fun for you. You've often said that you get more out of talking to 18 to 22, 23-year-olds a lot of times than you do peer groups, because they keep moving forward, don't they?
They do, and I think they also do a good job. And I think this group of players done a great job of kind of being in the moment and keeping the main thing, and like you said, not getting too far ahead and not being too reflective on what's happened before, but truly being in the moment and at the task at hand, and that I have really appreciated, and that's not always easy. Certainly when you're winning, it's one thing, but when you got to work through it when things aren't going your way, or maybe things are going well for the team, but you're going through something, to be consistent. I think that's what it is. The messaging has been consistent, and the guys that have been leading have been consistent, and that you value.
It's interesting to observe because the sports are dramatically different, but it reminds me in a lot of ways of baseball. There's a higher volume of games, and you can't allow yourself to get too up or too down. If they lose a few games in a row, I'll never forget somebody asked Craig Counsell about it. He said, well, it's the season. Right. This happens. I mean, fewer games, but maybe a similar philosophy, at least in some ways here?
I think it is. I think it's important. Your highs can't be too high and your lows can't be too low. And you've got to keep things in perspective. And the one thing I think you always have to do is you got to choose to go forward. And whatever that lesson was, find it and learn from it. And it can come from something negative. It can come from something positive. But it's, can you take it and go forward? And the other thing that I've appreciated from this group is they've been an unselfish group, and I think their messaging, and more importantly than their, we talk about, and when I'm bringing up some of those names, guys who speak, and Nick Herbig's a great example of, he's going to speak, but all of these guys are saying more and doing more with their actions. And I think that's what's, for me, has been, something that stood out. And I kind of have been hitting on me. Like, you guys aren't just saying it, you're following up with your actions. And that, to me, is most powerful.
I stole your line. The days are long, the season goes fast. I assume that still applies?
It does, and I think it's the same for every one of our players. They're in the middle of, a semester, and they're going, and, just last week, Henny finished up with some midterms. He's got a little bit extra time. He's doing some reading, but there's a lot to go on, football and schoolwork, and also just, trying to catch a breath and breathe, because it is a long season. And again, guys have done a nice job, and when they come over to the facility, when they're at practice, they've got a great energy about them. They've got a great purpose about them, and that you're always grateful for as a coach.
Every time you mention Matt Henningsen, I just shake my head. The scholar athlete.
Yeah.
There are a lot of really good students here, but it's hard to imagine. But they find a way.
He does, and he does both at such a high level. It's impressive as heck.
Yeah, it really is. The Badgers getting ready for the final game of the regular season, the battle for the axe up at Minnesota, coming up on Saturday afternoon. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
Compeer Financial has always been there for our clients and communities in any situation. And our support continues today as our clients work relentlessly to feed, clothe, and fuel the world. Compeer is proud to continue our strong commitment to our clients, the rural communities where they live, and to agriculture. We're here to help meet the financial needs of rural America. And we'll navigate through this together.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
But we always like it whenever a Badger player excels, but we'll be honest, we're Madison-based, obviously, so it's kind of cool when someone from the area steps up and plays well when called upon, and that includes Brady Schipper from Stoughton, the former Stoughton Viking. Brady, I want to hit you with this. I talked with Ches Malusi, and he referred to you as his lifeline, as a guy coming in with some experience, coming in from Clemson, but he loves the room that you guys are all a part of. But he said when he has questions, if Coach Brown, it could be Coach Brown, obviously, but you're that guy. So I get the sense that you got some leadership that maybe your room knows about that the rest of us probably need to know about. Is that a role that you kind of take some pride in, being able to help these newer guys out a little bit?
Yeah, I'd say a little bit. After last year, when Grosh left, I was under him for 3 years, just learning and picking his brain, and that's a guy that knew a lot about football. So being able to learn a lot from him kind of helped me when he left, kind of to step up. And we had Ches come in, who's a younger guy who didn't know the offense, and then Braylon as well, being a freshman. So me kind of being really the guy with a lot more experience within our offense. Mm-hmm. So kind of taking on that role, being able to help them kind of pick up the pieces as we go along.
And you're a great study in staying ready, because as the season moves along, things happen. You stayed ready, and what's that been like? You're getting out, you're getting in there in guts of games and some big spots. I know that's what y'all worked for, but it's got to be a great feeling to actually be in that situation now.
Yeah, it has, and it's just been, like you said, it's a long season, and just always being ready for anything that happens. And yeah, just always being prepared, and it's been a lot of fun, and it's good knowing that have those guys around me like Ches and Braylon and Coach Brown, having that trust in me and building up my confidence as well.
People who follow high school football in this area certainly are aware of you. I mean, you had monster numbers at Stoughton. So, and I know there's the transition high school to college, but would I be right in thinking your confidence level was always there? No matter how many reps you were going to get, you stayed with it because you always had the belief that you could play and play well at the Big Ten level?
Yeah, I agree with that. Just kind of always, trusting the process, especially as a walk-on, seeing other walk-ons have that success here at Madison, just always coming in as a freshman, just always having that confidence and that trust that, if you keep being you, the opportunities will come, the chances to play will come, and just kind of stay in that course.
I know you mentioned, or we've talked about your knowledge of the playbook and all that as a strength. What else do you see as your biggest strength? Looks like you can move a little bit, but any other strengths that fans need to be aware of with your game?
I think just knowing the playbook and knowing football, like in general, just that gives me I think will give me an advantage to kind of knowing what defenses will do and help in the pass game, whether that's running routes and finding the open spots and zones, or seeing protections and blitzes and picking that up.
How fun has it been? This team has really been running the ball on people lately. It's yourself, obviously, Ches and Braylon. That's been the identity of the program for a few years now, but to see it really start to pick up steam, that has to be a great feeling for all you guys.
Yeah, it's a great feeling for us as running backs, and it's also great to see the O-line, stacking good days on top of good days in practice, and then it's showing in games in the past 3 games just how down we've been able to run the ball and move the ball. And
no, go back to your high school days again. I mean, you're obviously a terrific football player, but you did a little bit of everything, right? A little basketball, a little baseball. Playing all those sports is, I would imagine that's a good thing, right? Because if you focus on just one sport, different people have different philosophies, I guess. But for you, was that a great thing just to be able to be a 3-sport guy?
Yeah, I always loved it. I always loved the part where, it would get tough kind of going from football right into basketball season and basketball right into baseball season. But at the same time, it was always a lot of fun, being around different groups of guys during those seasons, and then also just kind of focusing on different things and mastering your craft in football, the basketball, and baseball. And at the same time, kind of just like trying to be an overall good athlete kind of applies to all 3 at the same time too. So I always really enjoyed it, and glad that I got that opportunity to do it.
I've talked to football guys in the past, when they go over to basketball, they got to be careful not to foul out inside of 5 minutes. Is that it's a physical sport, but not quite like what you're doing right now. Is that part of the transition that you had to make?
Yeah, 100%. And just also just getting in that basketball defensive position again. Remember, always like the first 3 days of practice, your back would be killing you, being down doing defensive slides all day. But no, it was a little bit of a transition, but it was always good.
I'm sure some people are aware your father played at Platteville, right, for Coach Ryan, Bo Ryan at the time. What was football your first love, or maybe basketball because of the bloodlines, or what was your first pick as a young guy?
I'd probably say basketball a little bit, just because my dad coached me throughout grade school and through middle school and stuff like that. And once I got to high school, I really didn't know. I knew I wanted to play a sport in college, but I was kind of bouncing between all 3 of them, to be honest. And I didn't really know which one was going to be. I was just kind of enjoying all 3.
Last one for you, nice and easy here, but a guy who grew up in Stoughton, playing for the Wisconsin Badgers. Anybody to play at the Big Ten level, it's got to be a thrill. But I've always thought it's more so when it's that home state school. You feel like you're kind of living the dream these days?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'll never forget the Saturday mornings after Friday night football games or something, and just watching the Badgers play. And it's great to be here and be a part of it, and it's great to have all my family around me too, the close in-state and stuff, and be able to play here and represent our name and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a dream come true.
Now all those guys are watching you, so that's a pretty cool thing. All right, that's Brady Schipper, running back from Stoughton, Wisconsin. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
Hard work, sweat, knowledge in your own 2 hands. These are the tools that build Wisconsin. Leave your mark on the real world with 0 debt and higher pay. All from day 1. It's time to do work that works for you. Learn more at buildingwisconsintogether.com.
On this game day, Good Foods Guacamole would like to salute all you players, no matter what you seem to be playing. You, sir, are a winner. You, ma'am, triumphant, and thumbs up to whatever it is you're doing. So let's hoist a guac-laden chip to all you players out there. Good Foods Guac, made from the freshest avocado and the cleanest ingredients. So here's to all the players and whatever game it is they're trying to play. Game day is Guac Day. Good Foods Guac.
The Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. buildingwisconsintogether.com.
Our thanks to Brady Schipper and, of course, to head coach Paul Chryst as the Badgers get ready for the longest-running continuous rivalry in Division I college football. The Badgers and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. This time around, the game is up in Minneapolis. Paul Bunyan's axe is on the line. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.